What up, YouTube? Your boys are back. Wise guys in the building with your boys Cliff and
Sammy Bill.
damn it, I never get it right. Opposite. All right. So we coming with another Roe v. Wade stream. I know y'all been Roe v. Wade to death, but goddamn it, we're gonna give you another one. So before we get into content, Sammy, let them know what to do, man.
And please, if you haven't done so yet, follow, like, subscribe, comment. We don't care if it's good or bad. We're gonna respond to you, and we appreciate y'all because this channel don't go without the people that watch it flow.
There you go. I gotta keep saying, man, that the Charleston White video just keeps going. I don't understand it, but
Right.
guess y'all like. I gotta undo my top button. I feel like I'm like a Braxton Hardenberg in this thing. That's 3 times out of name on stream. He the unofficial mascot of the channel, man. Shout out to Braxton.
Boy, B.
Yeah, man. So let's get into it, man. So first thing is so we're being thorough for the playback. Let's talk about what Roe v. Wade is in the first place. So, that's the wrong article. Sorry. We'll start on good old Wikipedia. Can you read that better than me?
I can.
Yeah, read that.
Roe v. Wade, 14 U.S. 113, 1973. It was a landmark decision of the U.S. Supreme Court in which the court ruled that the Constitution of the United States generally protects a pregnant woman's liberty to choose to have an abortion. The decision struck down many federal and state abortion laws and fueled an ongoing abortion debate in the United States, whether or to what extent abortion should be legal, who should decide the legality of abortion, and what the role of moral and religious views in the political sphere should be. It also shaped debate concerning which methods the Supreme Court should use in constitutional adjudication.
Okay. And this gives a little bit, you just read the little top section of like
the case. It was brought by Norma McCorvey, known by the legal pseudonym Jane Roe, who in 1969 became pregnant with her 3rd child. McCorvey wanted an abortion but lived in Texas, where abortion was illegal except when necessary to save the mother's life. Her attorneys, Sarah Weddington and Linda Coffey, filed a lawsuit on her behalf in U.S. federal court against her local district attorney, Henry Wade, alleging that Texas abortion laws were unconstitutional. A 3-judge panel of the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Texas ruled in her favor and declared the relevant Texas abortion statutes unconstitutional. The parties appealed this ruling to the Supreme Court.
Okay, yeah, I think we were good there. So we got backdrop on it. So giving women the choice to have abortions where states may have mandated that is not to be so unless it jeopardizes the life of the woman.
Right.
Okay, so that's been the case since about 1973.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward to today, things have kind of changed a little bit. So now, basically, that adjudication has been reversed, and now states have the right to implement the right to have an abortion, on a state-to-state basis. So I know this is going to be a very passionate discussion, a very passionate topic. That's which to me, I tend to stay away from topics like this because I think it only is going to be talked about in an emotional fashion, not a pragmatic fashion. And I tend to want to get away from topics like that because it doesn't matter what's relevant, what the numbers say, what's real. It's only about what people feel.
Mm-hmm.
Let me start my platform like this, man. What are your opening thoughts about the reversal of this?
So I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really educated on the matter. What I see is reactions. So I don't know what it means, like in the grand scheme of things. What
you bring your camera up like you swimming in the ocean or something, like you way down here.
Oh, well, the camera is up. I'm down.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
All right, keep going, man. You just look real low.
Yeah, it's like I'm in the baby seat or something.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure what it means, like in the grand scheme of things. I don't know what they can or can't do now. I know that if abortion, well, from what I gather, it's state by state that determine what the laws are going to be. So, like it was originally in Texas, it was illegal, and then they got that overturned. I guess that's just going back to what it was, and Texas can now decide if abortion is illegal. And I don't know what every other state is going to do, but I guess that's what it is. But I don't know if that means if you got raped, you can't go to the hospital and get a rape kit and the Plan B pill or whatever they use, the emergency contraceptive thing to make sure that you don't get pregnant. I don't know what it means or what the spectrum is on it. So I'm learning as we go, and I just seen a bunch of reactions, and that's more so why I was interested in doing a video because of how people are reacting. It's more so now. Well, if women can't do this, then guys shouldn't be able. Like it's that type of thing when you conflating different arguments and you never get anywhere. And I think that's the plot behind it. You know what I'm saying? They know we gonna do that. So I'm interested just to get the information and kind of figure out where we are in it right now.
Well, I think so. Obviously, if we read the tea leaves correctly, it's mostly women who have issuance with what's going on, and this is kind of typically the playbook from women. Like, generally speaking, women compare what they have going to what men are doing. And that's why it's very hard to take women's issues serious because it's always in comparison to instead of just in a sense where you're just evaluating things on where it needs to be evaluated. So obviously, naturally, you hear people say, "Well, men ain't got to have contraceptive." Well, men like, whoa. This is not a tit for tat situation, and that's why I have issues with black folks like myself who go and compare everything to white people. It's like, dog, the world doesn't operate that way. The world operates in situation address situations, not in comparison, or at least it shouldn't be. Because if you do that, you argue from a sense of inferiority. Meaning you already know you're less than, so you're trying to compare yourself to someone greater. And I think that's a flawed line of thinking on first place because not only A, are you arguing from a subservient standpoint, B, you arguing because usually in that dynamic you're arguing in a situation where there is emotionality dominates the conversation. So if emotionality dominates, then you really don't get anywhere with the discussion. So as you see in the picture, I don't know if I made it my overlay, you got this on our thumbnail, actually, the lady with the nose piercing and the tats and all those shit like that. I mean, not to be judgmental, but to be judgmental, I think I can probably how can I put this? I can probably espouse an archetype of what that woman is, which is a lot of shit going on in her head, comparatively speaking to the next person. Where again, I think the essence of what the rule is for is to preserve life and to give states the right to mandate governing over that situation. And I think that gets lost in the conversation because it's just little sidebar stuff. Oh, what about rape? What about this? Okay, I'm sure that there are going to be clauses to take care of that, as you just alluded to. But if we're being honest, those are the outliers. Just like again with racial stuff, you say cop shootings. Okay, that is way on the low tier of Black death. You know what's on the high Black abortions. So again, it's a situation where you got to take your emotional cap off and put your pragmatic cap on. I got my Polo pragmatic cap on right now. Shout out to Polo. So I think that's what this discussion kind of is just it never again, I choose not to indulge in these because in my opinion, they don't go anywhere. It's just circular conversation about feelings and emotions. And I think that's what, to your point about bringing about people's issuance with and their responses, it's the same type of rigmarole and it's not based on anything that's based on a solution or anything practical. It's just I think the most grandiose thing you can come up with to dispel it, and that's your argument. And I find that to be comical.
I agree. I've seen some. I even saved a bunch of memes that say. One of them says, "Our government is bold enough to force you to have a kid, but too weak to ensure they make it to recess alive."
So they talking about with the school shootings. Another bullshit argument. I saw somebody. I think maybe you sent it to me. Oh, we can pay for all this extra stuff, but we can't pay for snipers to be on top of the schools. These are grown people who say shit like this.
Yeah.
You want snipers on top of elementary schools? That's what you want? Some of y'all badass kids mess around and be the residual of those snipers. They might shoot one of your badass kids that you don't spend any time on raising. Do you put on YouTube, that you put on TV, right? How do I know this? Because I used to be a teacher. Snipers on the roof, and it sounds ridiculous, but people do think shit like this. Go ahead.
Oh, absolutely. And I just don't understand what the two have to do with each other. It's like that happened. How often do we have school shootings? I mean, it's any time we have it, any one time is too much. We can all agree on that. But like you said, the outliers. Why are we trying to justify the rule on the outliers? It don't make sense.
You got a better chance of going to the NBA than getting shot at school.
Yeah.
Straight up. Your kid got a better chance of going to the NBA than getting shot at school.
Yeah, absolutely. Hillary Clinton said it shouldn't be harder to obtain an abortion than an AR-15. That's what she tweeted.
It shouldn't be hard to get. So again, the AR-15 is like the red herring of everybody. That's like when you want to kind of conflate that school shooting situation, you bring up an AR-15, which most people don't know what the AR-15 even fucking looks like.
Right.
My problem with that is, listen, man, people who act bad are gonna act bad. You think all these shootings that we see on the streets, you think people are legally buying these guns? So you think just when you mandate some gun laws, some gun control laws, people who want to do ill are just going to abide by the rules?
Right.
Do y'all really think this shit? Come on, man.
Is it the law-abiding citizens that's committing most of these crimes anyway? You know what I'm saying? Like, I am a gun owner, and I've yet to shoot at anybody. You know what I'm saying? I've had it for years. Like, I've yet to use it shooting at anybody. Most people with guns don't use them. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't have to.
Yeah, because they don't want to.
Right. Unless you want to. And then that's a different thing you got going on up there. But people just don't generally go around, not sane people anyway, which I know is a lot of people that's off and will just shoot people. But
yeah,
they probably didn't obtain their gun legally anyway. You know what I'm saying? But the one that got me the most is the Tupac. Everybody sharing that Tupac.
Say, what's the Tupac one? I ain't see that one.
Oh yeah, it's I guess from Dear Mama. They say, and since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to create one. And they basing their arguments off that.
Tupac. So again, these are people. A man who died off gun violence, being reckless in Las Vegas, with a allegedly guy named Orlando, his name. Excuse me. But I mean, well, it just shows you that. I mean, it doesn't matter where you can drag the argument; they'll drag it there to try to, not even to prove a point, to just escape culpability, escape logic, and just throw out shit. Do you quoting Tupac in a rap song talking about his crack fiend mama to justify abortion laws because Tupac said it? Okay.
But bro,
same nigga say my fofo make sure none of y'all kids don't grow. We talking about the same nigga, right?
My thing is this: he say in his quote exactly. And since a man can't make one, he has no right to tell a woman when and where to create.
Okay.
So, just literally taking that literally, you cannot make a baby without a man? What do you mean? Like what does that even mean? You can't. It does not exist without a man. Like you literally have to have the man to make one, and they taking that literal. They're using this quote literal, but not taking it literal. He don't even know what he's talking about. I understand he was 22, 23 when he wrote it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just write bars and it sounds good at the time. But I'm sure if we look back at it as a 50-year-old man, as he would be now, 51 or whatever,
my fofo makes sure none of your kids don't grow.
fair enough. Yeah, yeah. So that's kind of odd to me. It's women think that they not all women, but some women really think that they make these babies on their own just because they give birth to them. Like they think that that's where it all comes from. You know what I'm saying? And that's
Listen, man. The most mutt of most mutt dogs, and no disrespect to ladies, man, but I'm just being pragmatic here.
mm-hmm.
The most mutt of all mutt breeds of dogs can breed another mutt. In the favelas of Brazil, no money to your name, you can breed a baby.
Mm-hmm.
You basically want credit for something that God gave you that is standard feature. That's like saying my car knows how to have brakes. Yeah, it was designed to be that way. You were designed to be that way. Like we were designed to give you the seed to produce kids. The brokest of the broke, the most destitute of the most destitute, the lowest of the low can do that minimal feature. That doesn't make you special. It makes you doing what you're designed to do.
Mm-hmm.
So you have no jurisdiction over, just because you naturally can do that. Well, here's the fucked up part. This same crowd will veer off of saying, oh, what a woman is really, they can't tell you. You remember what that congressman they asked her, that congress lady, that black lady, what a woman was? She couldn't even say what a woman was because of the same ilk of what's a woman can't produce a kid. So that same liberal crowd can't across the board even define what a functional woman is, because we can't even say a woman without being sexist.
Right.
You're not being inclusionary. No, we're being realistic.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to watch how you follow this crowd because they'll lead you everywhere and nowhere at the same time, if that makes sense. Think about a treadmill.
Running in place. So I saw another, it was on a post, and I keep her name out of it. But basically, it was just talking about male bashing and stuff like that.
Okay.
But she said, most of us are aware that this is about white people birth rate being at zero for quite a while. Most black women are concerned about the foster care system being overrun with African American children and high molestation rates that come with it. We are concerned about the sexual and physical abuse that happens in impoverished black homes with kids that the parents didn't want. We are concerned about the black woman dying at the hands of doctors rising when we already die on their table in record numbers compared to any other race. But we see black men making this about black women needing to stop having sex altogether and make men wrap it up. This is more than about condoms. So make that speech on Urban Post is what you think. So it's really an argument about, I guess men are making it an argument about accountability, and women are they making the same argument. Like, well, if we got to be accountable, then like you should do this, that type thing. It's a tit for tat type thing from what I see. But
par for the course.
Right. That's which is, I guess that always confuses me because where are we getting with that? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not getting nowhere by saying, well, you should do this, you should do that. Like, really, people are saying, well, this is just to make us not have sex till marriage and stuff like that. Like, I hear so many different things about it, but what I wanted to get on here and talk with you about was like, what do you think the crux of it is? Like, what do you think this is all about? From what you know,
it's about passing the buck along, ignore like quasi dealing with the issue and moving on to the next stimuli. So in a month, women. So let me back up. What we humans do very well, reflexively, is we adjust to what we're given. Since we were kids, we understand this concept.
Mm-hmm.
So if the laws say this, we generally adapt to the law.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't take this shit serious. Now people do this for a straight year, then I'll look into it a little more fervently. But as it stands, This is just a natural pushback. Natural pushback is to conflate the argument. Don't get anywhere because there's not a solution to be sought. Just kick up dirt, throw shit around, make it known. Like, think of a kid. When your kid's mad that you put them on punishment, they don't have a real end goal with that shit. They're gonna just let you know they mad. They gonna, in whatever way that is, you know what kind of kids you raise. Some kids do it different than others. Just to let you know they're mad. And that's the end game.
Yeah.
They can't override you.
Right, what they gonna do?
It's grown ass kids. It's grown ass kids, man. So I mean, it doesn't move me at all. Like, I mean, people are doing what they normally do: is push back, talk a lot of shit, go protest, go put your signs up, go waste your time, and then you go back home and you gotta damn conform.
So what do you think? So you just think it's about making sure that is it about white people at all?
It's always about money. So in what capacity, I gotta look into it more. I don't know what way the money game is getting affected, so I gotta look into that personally. But no, it's never about black and white. Because, in my opinion, the powers that be, they don't give a shit about us individuals. We're cattle. We're cattle. Now there may be levels to the cattle. You got better cuts of the meat of the cow, but we're all cattle. So I don't think black people, we're enough of a threat for them to implement that unless we had some booming population thing going on. But black people still, now white women are the number one in abortion, black women number two. Unless we just were putting out these babies that was affecting population, maybe I would entertain that, but we're still 13% of population. And it's not a trend up of us having a lot of babies. So I don't see how this affects anything at all in that capacity. It's just a nice little talking point for a feminist perspective, in my opinion, because again, it attributes that emotionality concept that the boogeyman out to get you, and your baby and your black seed, and being devoid of personal responsibility, because we know in our community we don't like that shit whatsoever. I was talking about somebody about gangs and shit. We still hold on to gangs and give them a pass like nothing else, and it's shown to be a horrible abscess in our society that we never will address. We don't want no part of that. So this is just another branch off that same tree of just no accountability whatsoever.
So do you think it's because white women are number one? From what she was alluding to, she was saying like they not having enough babies to sustain their race now, and they want to stay in power that way.
Maybe. But I mean, so here's where it gets kind of goofy. What is white?
Right.
What's white?
You mean like as in the race? Like,
yeah.
It's white people, non-melanated people, I guess.
So Asian people are white?
No, they got some melanin in them.
Oh no, they're just from different tribes. So all people, I mean, if you want to go biblical terms, they eat from Ham, Shem, or Japheth, or the lost tribe of Judah. Usually where the four original tribes of people are from. And the big hustle has been white people, how you define white. Because white can mean everything that's not black. Literally, I had a Dominican girlfriend 10 years ago. And she said on her paperwork, she puts white down. And she's more black than anything. Dominicans are from the island of Hispaniola, which broke off into Haiti and Dominican Republic. So they're more black than anything. If you look at Haitians and Dominicans, they look damn near the same. One speaks French, patois or whatever. Other speaks damn Spanish. They're the same fucking people, right? But Dominicans have a little more money, and they can pass off in society coming over here because they mix with the Spanish a little more fervently, and they can identify as quote unquote white. They're not Caucasian, which is funny. So, what is white? So, the white shit is it's like a red herring of an identification, because I'll put it this way: Irish, known as like the niggas of white people. Like, people don't fuck with Irish people like that, and especially not back in the day. So now, depending on what circles you run in, you can blend in with quote unquote regular white, But if you go into the pecking order, and I say this because I work with an Irish dude, most white people don't fuck with Irish people, just like Jewish white people. They're marginalized differently as well. So it's like it's this big ass cult of people, but it's not really a cult of people at the same time. It's just kind of goofy.
That makes sense. So it's you don't think that you think those numbers could be skewed and like all of that is just fluff.
Absolutely. Again, how do you identify them shits? That's why, again, I say black because most people understand what I mean when I say black. But if I'm being real, what is black? There's no country named black that we can trace our lineage to.
Right.
We only been identifying as quote unquote black since like the 70s. We were Negroid back before that. So what the fuck is what are these associations? What are they? Think about Africans. They don't consider themselves black, not like that. They deal with their tribe. So I don't want to conflate this argument because I don't want to make it get not succinct. But this is the game that gets played with these descriptions of cultures, quote unquote, or races, for that matter. So it just makes the argument damn near impossible to decipher because it's all over the place. I mean, shout out to Flight Sport TV in the building, man. It is crazy because it is so hard to really pin down the issue and understand the issue because all of the optics are all over the place. So it's hard to even get to a start to finish because the whole minutia is all jacked up. Go ahead.
No, I agree. That's what I'm trying to figure out what this whole thing is about. Like, what are we mad about? And I know that they're mad that they may or may not have the right to have an abortion. But what's funny to me is a lot of people that I know are against abortion are mad that you can't have an abortion now. So.
It's not a real argument. Exactly. It's not a real argument. You're arguing the optics. You're not arguing the actual issue.
It's funny. That is funny.
We're supposed to be a Christian nation, right? This is supposed to be inherently against what you believe.
Right.
So again, that's why I just stay out of it because it's not a real argument.
Yeah.
Like say, do I support the decision? I support. I almost said the sport. Lord have mercy. I support the right for people to hold people accountable for their actions. Even me, man, if I had more stringent rules as a kid, teenager, whatever, it would have helped me be a more disciplined person. It would have. But I was the kind of guy who always dealt with the margins you gave me. So if that means pulling the reins back a little bit, that you need to be personally responsible a little more, I'm for that shit. I am. It's easy for me to say at 38 years old. And if you ask me that at 19, Lord, because I mean, all right, you know what? You know, I ain't gonna cap on these streams. I've had 3 women in my life I dealt with who've had abortions. One of which I was against. I thought that was the woman I was gonna marry, and I was very upset she got an abortion. She got 2 actually, and now she has like 4 kids now with her husband. But she had 2. Go ahead.
So talk about that because she had the right to do that shit with y'all's child. Yeah, with y'all's child, but you had no say in it. Like, what makes that right versus, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I should be more mad about that.
Yeah, that's your baby. It could be your only one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know what it would have been. Bruh.
Be more mad about that.
Yeah. Because that's the thing. And I see a lot of guys arguing that.
Damn.
Yeah.
Revelation. Because I was the second one I wasn't tripping. First one I was very mad because that was like a love child in my scope. And I didn't have a choice to even have an opportunity to have a say in that. I remember her being pregnant. I was happy. And I believe I told you I was like 22.
Yeah, I remember.
I was happy as hell, and she just was.
Yeah, I was happy.
Yeah. I'll never forget her face. Her face was like, and whatever. I mean, you know, for whatever she thought her life path would be. Maybe it wasn't with me. And yada yada yada, whatever. But she made that choice on her own. And that's what, like, you know, I guess I never bitched about it as a man. I never said, well, you didn't give me a chance to be a father. I ain't take other court over killing my seed, right?
Right.
So with you women who argue one side of the coin, what about my fucking rights?
Right.
I never, it hit me like a ton of bricks when you brought it up.
Yeah.
I remember being mad as shit, but I was like, okay, well, I'm the man. I don't have no say so in it. Yeah, the fuck I do. Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Just stop. That's really good stop. Damn.
Yeah.
I was victimized. I was marked. Ironically, she's a lawyer now, which is funny.
Right.
Need to take her to court, man, for violating my rights.
And I wonder how she feel about it. Well, you know,
I bet she still thinks about it to this day, because that's just how women are.
Yeah.
She denied me my right to be a father, and that's just real talk. Rabbit Hobo says, I love that screen name. Choice starts in the bedroom. Hey, exactly, because man, Kevin Samuels said it best, man. When women control access to sex, we control access to relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So choice starts with a lot of women who feel marginalized. Like, listen, you making these choices to lay down with these men. In the other nations, they don't play that shit, man. And over here, for some reason, we let that shit fly, man. His flight says women must be more responsible. Absolutely, but we live in society that we can't tell women shit, and then turn around, they want protection from niggas who can't tell them shit.
Mm-hmm.
Make it make sense.
Man, and speaking on that, turn the music down just a tad.
Just tad, all right.
Yeah, just a tad.
All right. I mean, you know, we will experiment.
Yeah.
Massage.
It's just kind of drowning you out. They need to hear you.
We take it out.
That's the wrong way. You turned it off all the way out. It was a good vibe.
All right. Mm-hmm. Can you hear it a little bit?
Nah.
It's on like 9. Let's see. Let's put it on like.
I hear that.
Yeah, we good right there. Go ahead.
Yeah. Another thing, my kid's mom, when she got pregnant with Zoe, she wanted to have an abortion. And I was like, hell no, like what the fuck? Like we didn't plan it at all. You know, we didn't plan to have Zoe. We was in a rocky relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't even know if, you know, it was gonna work or not. And when she got pregnant, she was like, yeah, I'm having an abortion. I'm not keeping this baby. I was like, shit, the hell you are? Like you can have her and I'll keep her and keep the kids, and that ain't no problem. She know I will. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as she had the baby, everything changed.
Ain't that some shit?
Right. And you know, we go to court and all this shit, and now she fighting for the baby that she didn't even fucking want.
Ain't that some shit?
Was gonna kill it without a second thought. You know what I'm saying? Like, and
I'm gonna time out. So
yeah.
what if one day Zoe learns of the story of her mother want to get rid of her?
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, I should have thought about it, but that's why I said that.
I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, it could come in hearsay that she hears about it.
Right.
It happens all the time.
Well, I guess I was the only one who would know. You know, it ain't like I go tell him. You know what I'm saying?
Man, women telegraph, man. It would come out at some point.
Right.
Then they got into it. I ain't want you no way.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, she could have taken her away, and she'd have never been here. You know, and that's my only daughter, only left-handed child. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just. And again, we mutually agreed that we weren't trying to have another baby, you know, but we had one and we had other kids, so it's like whatever, you know, and I wasn't gonna let her do that. And luckily she went through with it, but she had every right to terminate it, and it wouldn't have been shit I could do about it but be mad. And that's fucked up. But nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about it.
Our perspective doesn't mean anything, and I accept that. I really do. I accept that wholeheartedly, and that's why when women get so sanctimonious with these little diatribes they go on.
Mm-hmm.
Like stop it, because as dudes we eat it up all the time. That our perspective does not get real range.
Yeah.
We just accept it, like, all right, man, just move forward, man. Just because most dudes like the path of least resistance, man. Like, all right, man, whatever.
Right.
Women more so will go to that nth degree because, again, you being a more emotional creature, you tend to want to fight little petty, arguments, or you tend to be absent of whole scope because it's all about how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's just why I struggle in these categories, because I assess it too quick and just like, stop it, man. As dudes, again, it's revelatory to me that, damn, I ain't had no say in my kid being aborted when I didn't want it at all. I didn't want it at all. It's damn near like on some male rape shit. Like, she raped my ability to want to be a father.
Mm-hmm.
In some capacity, but I won't go protest that. I won't call her up after it's live and say, yo, you raped my ability to have a father. But it's just, I think like that, it's fucked up. All right, cool.
When that was like what, 06, 07? What was it?
2007,
07.
2008, somewhere around there.
Well,
2000, be safe.
he be 14, 15 years old, probably about 6'5" already.
Man, I'd have me a little private, man. I'd be ready to retire.
She was tall
right now.
Yeah, she was tall, so he would have been tall. Hooping.
I'm 11. I'm 6'7". So yeah, it would have been a prodigy.
Yeah.
That motherfucker been smart.
Yeah, cause she's smart. Yeah, he'd have been, man. And she took that away from the world.
Nobody says like that though.
Yeah. Yeah. Like that could have been your next Obama. You know what I'm saying? Like it could have been your next Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, or you know what I'm saying, your next doctor, whatever. It could have been that. But
man, you got the we'll be back soon.
Yeah.
Da. What the hell is that? E-Black TV in a minute said, LOL, not another Roe v. Wade stream. Yeah, I had to make it humorous because everybody in their mama been doing these streams, but this was an after stream. But I think we've taken a different angle, and not just being so. Well, I don't give a fuck about being judgmental, actually, but just having a wide frame lens on this thing. And so, yeah, I wanted to, what's that 9-13 movie?
Yeah.
Not the Roe v. Wade stream.
Yeah,
So yeah, gotta be black, man. Y'all sub that man channel, man. Boy got it popping over there.
Hey, that's the same one I met.
Yeah, he came to the restaurant.
What up, boy?
Yeah, man, we gotta get E-Black on that for a show, man. Because E-Black is a liberal black man but that's my guy though, man. Shit, I've hung with E-Black twice in real life, so we should get some streams popping about different ideologies.
Yeah, I met him in real life, and that he had good energy, so I appreciate that. You know me, I'm down with that.
Black came down from Beaumont to come link with me, man. So
yeah,
we had a great time. Me, him, and Danielle went to the
Boys ain't calling me, man. It's my bachelor party. Y'all
you wasn't trying to have no real fun on your
man. Way. I told you I was gonna go.
You weren't trying to have no real fun, man. Me, Danielle, E-Black found where the fun was at.
Damn, man. I would have went just shit. She probably would have went too. Shit.
The single mothers was that, man. We support them $1 at a time.
I would have had 5 for them, but
Hey. Support, baby.
Yeah. Now, I don't want to. Like you said earlier, it's all about women do control access to sex and birth. Like we live with that because what the fuck can we do? You know what I'm saying? Like that's just
real.
What it is. But on the flip side to it, we the ones controlling access to relationship, and I think the disconnect is we're not having enough healthy relationships with the sex that comes with it, and when those decisions about having a baby are being made, it's more emotional than practical, and we get in these situations where it's broken homes. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I really don't. And I heard another argument. They was like, they want us to have babies, and they ain't got enough. They ain't even got food on the shelves for us to feed the babies. Which is true. Like they don't have Similac and all that type stuff. And I feel the women. I'm not one that I don't like nobody taking shit from me. So if it's a choice or whatever, like I don't like that. But I'm also resilient. So it don't matter what the fuck you take from me, you're not gonna take it from me. Like
Yeah.
if I want to have an abortion, I'm gonna find a way to have
I'm
an
like,
abortion. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
clothes hanger? No.
well, yeah.
I want to say I'm gonna keep that off the stream, but there's some other ghetto ways to prevent.
Yeah, we not gonna have part of that. We ain't gonna.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get that no life.
See, man, my boy E Black say he was asking where I was at. Y'all ain't text me or nothing, man.
Hey, man, I was already in party mode, man. Hey, either you was down with the ship or you was cargo on the side.
Boy, partying in my name, in my honor and shit. I ain't that.
I've done it many times. I've thrown birthday parties for dudes who ain't been there.
Fair enough.
Shout out to my boy Jared. Yeah, in his name. He was not there for shoot. Marcellus. No, I don't think Jared missed his own bachelor party.
Did
maybe it was Marcellus. He wasn't there for his own bachelor party. He's like, don't worry about it. Don't most go home, baby.
Yeah.
Your attendance is not required.
Still going down.
There's some fools in this house.
Well, hey, E Black, when he come back, man, we gotta link up and we gotta go hit it again.
E Black say he threw some ones for you.
Appreciate it. I only had 5, so shit. I hope you threw all 5 for me. I hope you picked the baddest one in there.
Yo,
my girl.
It was funny. I was in there having a argument with a stripper about feminism, bro. E Black can attest to this. I was in there arguing.
That is funny.
Oh man, I don't miss no opportunities to talk to goofy females about their goofy ideas, man. I don't miss no opportunities. Even in strip club, your boy, you know.
That's fair.
Yeah. Well, let me say this. You mentioned about you gonna do it anyway. Now, here's the goofy part about the whole Roe v. Wade argument, because it's a state-by-state cases, right? Case, right? Meaning, if one state is more red, more red states are going to be mandating this. But if you're adjacent to a blue state, you can travel and make it happen.
Yeah.
So, again, what are you really arguing? Like, there still be avenues for you. Now, if you don't have the resources, I can see how that takes away from your ability to have an abortion. But if you have resources, you can go travel and still make this happen. So, again, the argument is disingenuous because you're just arguing the sentiment. And I don't respect people who argue the sentiment, but do you argue what the essence is, and then I can listen to you. But if it's the sentiment, if it's the optics, I mean, that's cool. You feel passionate about it, but I don't give a shit. Me personally. But with that information, what do you think about that?
No, I totally agree. And I did see another argument on that. They were saying like it's for all the people that don't have resources. This is to attack them. It's like we barely can take care of the babies, and now you want us to keep a baby that we can't really take care of. And I think that's why she was saying like the foster system is like, if you make me have it, I'm gonna give it up, and then what?
Reality is, if you are have not, guess what? You're gonna be the victim of circumstance your entire life. That's real.
Yeah.
If you have not, so it would behoove you to make better choices if you don't have a lot of resources. It would behoove you to have a standard. And that's what we don't like in our community. We don't like a standard. We don't like being told, oh, protect our women, but women go do what the fuck they want to do. Go do OnlyFans. Go fuck for money. Go fuck for cash apps. Right? So it's a moral issue on the undercurrent. And that's what nobody wants to hear. Nobody wants to hear that shit. And that's why our community is failing, because we want it all ways and no ways at the same time. Meaning, there's no real standard of fucking dealing with anything. We want everything just to be in the moment.
Yeah.
Look at the Brittany Griner situation, man. I hate it for her, man. Like, she H-Town, legend for women's basketball. Yeah, she's still over there. She'll be there for at least another 4 months. But we think that, oh, it's just a little bit of THC in the pen. Like, no, nigga, when you in goddamn Russia, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
She lucky she got caught in Russia because she's in the fucking Middle East.
Yeah.
Nigga, she's like dead. They don't play that shit over there, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think America practices are like prevalent all over the world. When we're the most liberal fucking nation probably out there.
Mm-hmm.
Not close. We don't hold anything to a real standard. And we still complain in that because why? It's what we led into it earlier. We adjust to the rules that are set as humans. So if you make things real stringent, guess what people generally do?
Mm-hmm.
They adhere to stringent code.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that's what the fella that was on that post was what he was alluding to. It was just all about accountability at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like I've had this conversation many times, and it's like, well, you should have wore a condom. You should have took the plan B. You should have, you know what I'm saying, had the abortion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different steps of what should have, could have, would have happened. But at the end of the day, like, what did happen? You know, and I don't think that this is, now that we talk about it more, I don't know if it's, I still don't know what it's about. Like, just giving the states the right to choose is what it seems like it's about. Like, just
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's just giving those states back the right to choose. But I do understand that the red states are more likely to choose no abortion because that's what they. I don't know why, or why is that a thing for red states?
Bible-backed ideology, which is you don't abort life. That's killing in the eyes of that ilk of folk.
And when did that start? They just got their back. They got a new Bible or something like that shit. That shit been written for years. Why they just now, you know?
Well, no, there's a lot of people who've been anti-abortion for a long ass time.
Well, yeah, I know that, but I'm saying like the government, why are they getting involved now?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
that's a great question.
I don't understand. I don't know. It's a lot that I don't understand, but I know that people are very frustrated, and it looks like, as always, we find a way to get frustrated with each other versus what the real problem is. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and to have us down here arguing while they up there looking down at us like these fucking idiots. You know.
And to be perfectly honest, if I was up there, I would do the same exact shit. So that's why I overstand this stuff. I do. I overstand it. Because when it happens, I'm like, okay, there are like 5 different levels of this shit that I'm not even considering before this got passed to be a big thing. Because if you're going to govern a body of big people, and I say this because I govern a big Facebook group with like 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And, shout out to Ernest, man, one of my other best friends who passed a few years ago. When some shit happened, I would ask him, and it's just like, it was me and his decision. All the rest of that shit be damn. Now, we had to find a way to pacify people with the way we delivered the message down, but
right.
Your opinion ain't matter. Especially if you go up to shit, you ain't put no money, you had no skin in the game, you just want to just be a cantankerous motherfucker who just want to just say some shit. Your word ain't mean shit. I mean, I would try to finesse it like it did mean shit, but in reality, it didn't mean shit. Because you're not an actor, you're just a talker. So, with me dealing with 5,000 people, it's one thing. The government dealing with millions of people who life and circumstance runs through the system that you put down, it's the same thing on a more grandiose level. So you can't be transparent with people because people will flip out. They will lose their minds because most people don't know what the fuck they want.
Right.
You gotta tell people what they want. That's why I'm a great salesman, because I tell people what the fuck they want. Because they come in and think, oh, well, I'm gonna take one more place. No, the fuck you don't. You saying that because you ain't figured it out yet. So I'm a horrible salesman if I let you leave because you want to go look at another place. No, fuck that. That's bullshit. Because you researched first, you saw who had the most ratings, and you came to my store first. So I'm gonna fucking sell you here, or I'm gonna try my damnedest. So I don't believe in B-backs. So we call it B-backs when you let them leave, give them your information, and let them come. Fuck that. Either I'm a hard close the shit out your ass, and either he just was too much, I ain't coming back, or I'm gonna close the deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is, And so the government is more or less the same way in the sense that They know who you are. They do these researches every 100 years. They do these assessments about whether American culture is going. Well, not even every 100 years. They do it every like 5. It's called the Bilderberg group that they do.
Oh, okay.
They know us, man. And especially with all the social media stuff, where they can take these. What they do is, it's funny, man, on Facebook. So the stuff you see on Facebook is based on an algorithm, based on what you tend to like, what you comment on, how long you scroll on it. If you just scroll past it, that means you're not interested. But if you kind of slowly go through it, that means you're kind of interested. If you like it, you're very interested. They form a profile on you based on what you do. So you think your government don't do that shit on a more grandiose level? You out your goddamn mind.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Damn.
You know, they made a gun that can stop your heart 40 years ago.
Who?
A gun that can stop your heart.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yes, that's a true story. That's not conjecture.
I heard about that.
They had the internet since the 60s, right? You think they don't know who we are as American citizens, as people? They know what we are. We're drones, bro. We're cattle, right? Because we telegraph everything we do. Motherfuckers really getting killed on Facebook Live and shit, and that's low level. Now I'm not trying to say that. I mean, that's easy to decipher there. But even us people who think that we're more, our poker hand closest to our body. No, you still telegraph what you are based on what you do, and they observe that shit, and they know how to implement these things based on the algorithm they come up with. So put your 10 caps on, block the ways, because they know you. You can say a lot of shit. Your mouth can flap all day, but what you do is what you are.
And this is why, like, you know, my whole family, they think Junior crazy. But that's exactly what he be talking about, which is why he stays off of the grid. Like, he completely stays off no social media, no none of that shit, because he said he knows that they are watching. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows for a fact that they watching, and he not gonna be subject to it. Like, that's why I'm like, this nigga ain't crazy. He not crazy. He knows crazy shit, but he knows what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? Because it makes sense. And him being in the military and them teaching him to be a sniper, and you know what I'm saying? Like, all that shit.
You can't unlearn that shit.
Right. So he knows what's on the radar. He be talking about the waves and all type of shit. I'm like, and to, you know, my family and Mima and people like that, they think you crazy. Like, what?
What's her birthday today, man? Shout out to Mima.
Yeah, Mima, it's her birthday.
Yeah. Happy 21st, Mima.
38. What'd you say? What you said?
21st.
21st birthday.
Yeah. Some change.
Yeah. Damn, that time's fast.
Oh, much change.
25.
But people will, you know, and that's true. Like they literally experiment with your life, and we got to understand these kind of things. Like, the government is willing to experiment with your life. They're willing to a project called MK Ultra. This is unclassified shit. This is true. This is not conjecture. Initiative where they mind control people with LSD and mind numbing waves and things of that nature. This is true. Project Mockingbird, where they admitted that they put fake information in the news cycle to see if people would react adversely to the information. This is true shit. Project Mockingbird, MK Ultra. Look this up. The ray gun that stops your heart. Look these things up. These are real things. It sounds silly when you say them in open space because it sounds preposterous, but it's real. With your boy Snowden talking about people at the NSA looking at your personal things you do and sharing your information, what you do. These are real things that happen. That's why Snowden can't come back to the United States. He's in Russia chilling. Even more so why Brittany Griner, he can't, especially, you know, Joe Biden, old pussy ass. He can't strong on Vladimir Putin to bring her back just because we like her as a basketball player like that. That don't mean shit in the world scheme. Shit. It's some real life out here, man. And y'all be sleeping. So when a thing like Roe v. Wade comes up, I'm like, so I like your premise, what you were saying, like, what is it really though? Why is it really going down? And I don't know.
Yeah.
It's always money driven though. I know that Ukraine, Russian conflict, everybody gave a fuck about 3 months ago that nobody gives a fuck about no more. We remember y'all made y'all Facebook shit. I support Ukraine because the babies were dying. Yeah, sure you did. Sure you did.
Babies die every day.
Every fucking day.
We just need something to attach to, man. That's just what it is.
Any struggle will do. I always say that shit, man. I'm gonna put a shirt. Any struggle will do. That's you liberal hearted motherfuckers. Not all y'all, but most of y'all. Any struggle will do.
Yeah.
Because all you want to do is emote. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm. And justify it.
And justify it with funny facts. Like shout out to my boy Dane Irvin who said that terminology. Funny facts. That was a good that's a good terminology for the phenomenon. But so we're about to approach that hour mark. I think we've discussed it well. Any other thing you want to address?
No, I think that we'll circle back around to this when we figure out what the fuck is really going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. But for now, I give it a week or two, and we'll be on to the next shit. And when I say we, I mean us as people. Like we'll find something else to be very, very intentional about. So, yeah, that's all.
All right, so consider this a precursor to other developments that may come of this judgment. But as it stands, as Flight asked me earlier, am I for it? I guess. I mean, it doesn't move me either way. People are gonna be people, but I am for personal accountability. So I think it's a good thing. It's just teaching people to be more sexually responsible. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Because when sexual responsibility, just like you said that my ex-fiance had the right to abort the kid, she also had the right to have the kid if I didn't want it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If she had the kid and I didn't want the kid, I'd have to pay for that kid for 18 years if we didn't work out. So
that's a discussion that ain't nobody trying to have. Like, ain't no hold on.
So shout out my boy Rich Prince in the building saying I'm letting the topic, but just want to say something I found funny. When ruling came down, ESPN interviewing the women's soccer team. Do lesbians have a stake in the ruling? Put my sexist cap on, just cut their heads off, or do I want to?
Chop it off.
Y'all ready?
Let's get it.
Nobody give a fuck what them dyke ass hoes talking about. Don't nobody give a fuck what them dyke ass hoes talking about. I mean, you know, if you ask the women's soccer team, their opinion is their opinion. That's cool. Good for them.
That's funny, man.
Raise your hands. Who cares about what women's soccer team players say and do? Raise your hands in the chat. I wish I had the bird, the crickets chirping sound.
Cricket. Cricket. Yeah, man.
Talking about fuck out of here.
I mean, if they women, they
all right. It's whatever. It's cool. You good?
They got a stake in it, you know. But I don't know. I don't see either way it go. It ain't fair. It ain't. It's not gonna ever be fair for everybody. So for them to, and like I said earlier, I don't like the fact that somebody's taking a choice away. But at the end of the day, you still have to make choices to get there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and what I mean, and I don't mean the people that get raped, molested, and because I hear. Go ahead.
Man, fuck that shit. These hoes talking that shit ain't got fucking rape. You got your ass Saturday night, 2:00. Horrible decision. You got drunk and you got fucked up circumstances. You want somebody to fucking catch your mistake. Fuck what you talking about. Respectfully.
For the ones that do the you know that piece of the population that do get raped and molested and end up pregnant, I would think that they would have some kind of, you know, something in place to where they can protect them. Um, but then it's like, well, will everybody start crying rape? Well, you can't because then you gotta say who did it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I'm just trying to think of every angle of how this makes sense.
I tell you who did it. The nigga who your hot ass showed up with that fucking little ass dress on, fucking drunk and sloppy as fuck. I can do what I want to do. I can do this and that. Yeah. That's what the fuck got your ass in that situation. But nah, we don't want to talk about that shit because can't nobody tell you shit. You know in the motherfucking school, they had a shit where these motherfucking women and girls were twerking. It's like a middle school.
What?
It's like a big old thing. And shout out to forget the homie Andre. He's a lawyer as well. He has a thing called Roundtable Discussion on Instagram. And it was like a field day kind of thing in the gym. And they were literally involving twerking into the fucking thing. Fuck out of here. That stupid ass shit. You want motherfuckers to respect you, and that's how you fucking present yourself to the world. Fuck out of here. Respectfully.
Yeah.
But it's your choice, ladies. You know, that's cool. It's your choice.
Yeah, I mean, it is for the most part, and I like to stay objective about it. But at the end of the day, it's gonna be. I don't know. I feel like yes, you get the choice taken away from you, like if it gets there, but it's so many choices you have to make to get there. You know what I'm saying? And to be like, well, so what are reasons why people get abortions? I guess that's important. Like, what are the reasons they get abortions outside of the obvious that they don't want to have a baby? But like, what are common reasons that people get abortions?
I would say family influence, financial peril, or just you don't like the motherfucker and you got pregnant, quote unquote, on accident. So you just want to just disavow yourself from a situation that you know is not fruitful. I would say those would be the main things.
That makes sense.
Or you was hot girl, sum it up, you thought ass, then let the nigga fuck you raw and bust in you with your fucking hoe ass. Or you bitch ass nigga, you fucked the wrong bitch and you nutted in her because you ain't got no control, you weak ass nigga. Respectfully.
Well,
I don't turn the hat around. Things happen. I can't control it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that guy.
I should get a hat. I don't know. Maybe I should board the hat because it makes me things happen when it goes a different direction. I don't know how that's. Maybe it's the gravitational pull with the earth and the. I don't know.
It's funny with this topic. Things happen when you don't wear one too.
Things happen. One thing led to the next.
Yeah, we here now. So yeah. Damn. Well, shit. That's all I got for it. I know that we should put a marker in this and back around because it's gonna be interesting. But I'm afraid that it's gonna be like every other thing that happens with us, and in a couple weeks, it's not gonna be a thing. It won't even be worth talking about.
I put my life. It's gonna be like every other thing we did. Because people do us. They just do. So people do.
Yeah, well, this may be our last time talking about it, but I know people are real pressed about it right now. They don't appreciate it. They don't like the way that it's happening. Yeah,
you lost the video feed.
Oh,
camera back on.
You can hear me though, huh?
I hear you.
Okay. Probably need to change the battery.
Well, this is just like every other thing that people said at one point that they didn't like. Again, with the Ukraine situation, Sha'Carri Richards, with George Floyd. Keep going.
Right.
And that's why I don't take people serious a lot of times unless you show me you got some Black Lives Matter who y'all got no smoke for these fuckers misappropriating funds clearly these black lesbian broads. Hold on, let me turn my head around. You black lesbian broads, misappropriating funds, clearly being fucking pawns of George Soros, which I said in the moment, which, oh, you tripping. How you know? Where your evidence? You fuck niggas. I told y'all straight when this shit was happening in 2020 that Black Lives Matter is full of shit. Told you this shit, and I said protesting don't do shit. And here we are 2 years later, fucking arguing for the same shit. We ain't got nowhere. But fucking looting your own fucking community is the way to fucking get yourself to fucking prosperity. Tell me how that shit been working, huh?
That's tough.
Thankfully.
Yeah, you definitely don't like them Black Lives Matter people.
Fuck them. You stupid and you emotional. You let your fucking emotions dictate your actions. There's nothing wrong with being emotional because it's a natural human thing. But when your emotions dictate your motherfucking goddamn actions, you a fucking clown. Mm-hmm. I ain't for people like you. I don't care about what you say. I don't care about what you do because all you are is about chaos, and chaos don't solve shit. Chaos just keeps confrontation and confusion going. And good luck with that. Respect.
Hey, I think that's all we got. Shit.
Yeah, man. So I mean, it is what it is, man. So this is part one of the Roe v. Wade thing. So we will try to chronicle it, which I doubt there'll be any need to do so. But if we see that there's more dialogue to be had, I mean, we own it. We own it. Now we're gonna start doing some Cynthia G videos because Cynthia G, it's funny, man, how Cynthia G started out being a ardent opponent to Kevin Samuels, and her content is very Kevin Samuels conducive. So we're gonna do some of those interactions. No, Kendra G. I'm so sorry, Kendra G. So we're gonna start doing something. Since you get run here, but yeah, man. Cause Cynthia G was talking that shit. Kevin Samuels got some accolades yesterday at the BET Awards. 2 days. They acknowledged his death.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so Cynthia G, old ass, has some shit to say about that.
Who is Cynthia G?
She's like in the woman sphere of just throwing shit around and hoping to stick. She's the queen in that sector. I know you don't really do YouTube like that, but on your own free time, look up Cynthia G. Older broad who just be talking that shit. It is what it is. Talking shit about black men. It is what it is. I don't begrudge her I don't watch her shit at all, but I know who she is. But I saw she was talking that shit about Kev getting some recognition and posthumously, which is crazy. Like it just shows like some people just got no respect whatsoever. That man ain't here to defend himself, and this dude would literally have smoke shows. He like, hey, here's the link. Come up here and tell me, what your beef is with me. Yeah. And most girls would come up there, well, I didn't really have no beef. I just wanted to like literally that was the concept of his smoke shows. So when he was alive, you had none of that vitriol. Because you could your ratchet ass could have hopped your ass on that stream and talked to that man face to face, and you ain't want none of that shit. Because you ain't about that shit. So when they talk down, I'm like, nah. Because Kev gave you that, he gave you that avenue. It was a public link. So you could have gone there and gave him, gave him the business if that's what you so chose to do. So, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's why I don't respect Oprah, old bitch ass.
Oprah, fake as hell. Fake as a $4 bill, man. Yeah. Oprah got a lot to her story, man. If you look her shit up, what her name alone means, which is the opposite of Harpo, which is sort of Hippocrates, which is the goddess of silence or communication, and that's what her career is based off of. It makes you wonder how some of these people are created. It really does. But I'll leave that there. I don't want to go 10-4 cap on y'all. But Oprah got a hell of a story.
Wow. With
this dude who was her alleged partner, man, boyfriend, husband. Yeah. All right. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we're gonna have to look into that. That's interesting. Yeah.
So start at the goddess Hippocrates, Harpo. That's actually the name of Oprah's company, Harpo, which is the opposite of Oprah. So
Mm-hmm.
you gotta wonder how she got that name, because that's not a name you ever hear.
I
But
wonder if she was born with that name.
maybe
Mm.
it has an esoteric reference to it.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes you wonder if some of these people have been, ordained or destined to be what they are. So it just makes you wonder. It just makes you wonder. But I'll leave y'all with that teaser, man. On y'all own free time, look up Hippocrates and how that relates to Oprah and her story.
I definitely want. I wondered how she was a billionaire just off TV way back then. I didn't get that, but whatever. Yeah.
So any celebrities do this. This is a veneration of Hippocrates. What this is.
Mm.
We see celebrities do that shit, and sometimes they even tattoo on their finger. That's what that shit is. The shit crazy. All right, so let's see. Valen Thor, man. Okay, come in with the late comment. The abortion discussion is an excellent way to divert everyone's attention from rising gas prices, rising crime, inflation, supply crisis, immigration, etc. Well, I don't think that's wrong. I think that's just part of the daily soup, the soup du jour, as it was, as is American politics. They're always trying to mix in some shit, so I think that's just normal. I don't think that this is the trump card for all that. I think this is just the next initiative they had down the line. But what you're saying isn't wrong, in my opinion. What you got?
No, I agree. I mean, it'll be, and gas prices are going down.
Finally,
Yeah.
oh, like $7 over here.
Oh yes, it didn't quite get to 5, but now it's back down. It's like, and that's fucked up. And I knew that would happen. That they made us okay with like 426 being down. Like, nigga, that's $2 more than it was a couple months ago. $2 more. But now I feel like it went down, so that's better than what it was. Like that's how you condition people. You take them to the extreme, and you back it up a little bit, and then this is the new normal. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy, and I hate it because, and this is off topic, but like rent is going up for everybody, but wages is not. So you know what I'm saying? So they making this shit tough to live, and I know what it is. It's to, it's not gonna be a middle class. You gonna either make it or you gonna be
miserably.
Yeah. So that's what it's gonna be, and I think I think it's fucked up, and I think we gotta get ahead of that as a people because you will be left behind. You go in the store, like if you don't have some kind of help or extra streams of income or something, like it's hard to buy food. I got orange juice. That shit was $5, and this is the store brand. You know what I'm saying? Like the fucking Simply orange juice or the other one was like $7. $7.
Yeah,
like, man. For orange juice, I'm about to
orange juice. Head on swivel, man. Valiant Thor also says if you sneak into Disneyland, should they let you stay and get caught? And once you've been caught, should they give you meal money and let you ride for free? Man, some people's ideology is, and that seems to be a squatting mentality. Some people would argue that, hey, well, I'm here, I should be able to enjoy the benefits of it. That's how goofy this shit can get. So I know you're saying that in jest, but yeah, man, like it's the way this society runs. You should be able to have access to that shit because you were able to get in there and be comfortable in the space. And we know somebody directly inflicted by that squatter mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. And that nigga, he whatever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
but what he was saying, that it brought up another point about that whole abortion shit. They were saying that they want you to have babies in a country where they don't give you, like, it's not free healthcare. It's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, but they making you have babies or you lose your freedom. So I felt them on that point. It's like, but again, objectively, if you can't afford it, they do give you free healthcare. Like you got Medicaid and shit like that. So they do give you free healthcare if you can't afford it. And I just thought about that while I was saying it. So I can't really stand with him on that argument. It's not free. Well, and that goes back to the other point where if they get Medicaid, the man is going to be automatically put on child support because
You can't be in a situation.
right, yeah. So
They don't want nuclear families. Like you can't be a broke ass nuclear family. You got to be a prosperous nuclear family. Which, in some lens, I agree with that. But if you're a broke ass woman and man trying to make some shit happen, I don't think you should be penalized for that just because you broke.
fair, yeah.
1700 years ago, Goths set up towards Roman territory looking for food, shelter, and a better life. Interesting. Interesting.
What does that mean, Valiant Thor? Oh, okay.
The mismanagement of the Goth refugees, illegal immigrants, started a chain of events that led to the collapse of the biggest political and military powers that humankind has ever known. Damn. Hey, Valiant Thor, man, please subscribe to the channel because I like your perspective because we don't get a lot of that. So please do that. And I want you to come on every stream with that background knowledge. That's some shit I know nothing about.
Yeah, I'm reading. I'm trying to see what it means. I want to hear it from him.
Yeah, I like the perspective, man.
Yeah. It's. I know it means something though. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that for a reason, or she, whoever it is, they saying that for a reason.
Thor, so it was a male guy, so I'm gonna assume that it's just a man.
Yeah, I assume it too, but nowadays, shit.
Yeah, what's a man?
Yeah.
A man who steps up in the household on a penis, because you can't be judged by a penis. Yeah, all right. Whatever you say.
Thor, we believe you a man, but you know, to be politically correct, we can't.
Nah, DC shit. Man.
I don't want to assume it. And
your mama call you Clay, your name Clay.
Project it. Fair enough. But yeah, all that shit falls back on us though. Like all of it. It falls back on us. If they do get this free healthcare that they can't afford, we gotta pay for that shit. And at the end of the day, and I don't want to make it about us but you can't talk about the subject of a baby and not include both parties that it takes to make it. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all want to talk about that one side, huh?
You can, but you shouldn't.
Right. And I mean, they do. And that's all I've heard. It's like,
it does happen.
Woe is me, you know, like, oh, it's a we. Hey, appreciate that.
Salute, man. Yeah, say love your channel, man. We will like and subscribe. I appreciate that, man. Love, man. Appreciate that.
But, yeah, they don't, I don't know. I'm just looking at it and it's like, we got it, and I'm only talking about us because they keep saying, and when I say they, I mean women. They keep saying that something should happen to us too, since this is happening to them. Like, since this is being taken away from them, their right to choose, then something should happen to us as well. And I'm like, what else can fucking happen to us? Like, if we don't pay child support, we go to jail. Like, no questions. You can't get no license. You can't get no passport. You can't do shit. Can't pass. You know what I'm saying? So what else can happen to us? Even if you don't want to put us on child support and you accept Medicaid, they are putting us on child support.
Yeah.
You know? So
a guy who would put his name on the birth certificate, even if he's the dad or not, just because out of fucking being nice, you are liable to pay child support for 18 years, dog. Take yourself in these streets, man, because the rules are goofy. The rules have no sense. But if your head is not on a swivel, you can really be caught up on some fuck shit, man, and it can really debilitate you and adversely affect your life.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's tough out here. I say that.
I know those are outliers. Again, I'm not trying to say the outliers are normal, but it can get like that. So. All right, Sammy taking the call, but man, I think we've got to land the plane on the show. Thank y'all so much, Valiant Thor. Thank you so much for coming through. Thank you for subscribing. Thank y'all for patronizing the page, man. Again, we're a small channel. but we get a lot of views on these videos because I think y'all feel the authenticity of what we do, and we genuinely appreciate that. And we're gonna keep building this thing, man. We trying to get monetized by the end of the year, man. So we got 6 months to get there, man. So we had 170 subscribers when we started this stream. Now my main page, I got like 2K, but I do sports. This right here is just for life shit. So if y'all like what's going on, please subscribe. Tell somebody about the channel. Let's see. Hate to say it, but most women don't care about your struggles. They just hang out in the finish line. There you go. That's hypergamy. Hello, hypergamy. And I accept that. I'm cool with women not accepting the man's struggle because nobody gives a shit about the men's struggle in this world. Nobody cares. Our mothers don't care about our struggle. I'm okay with that. I really am, because I accept the world as it is. And me and Sammy's been two competitive guys our whole life. We don't deal in lack. We deal in opportunity. So I accept that. I accept that women don't care about my struggle. That's fine.
Yeah, I totally agree. And like you said, our own mothers don't care.
No.
I wholeheartedly believe that if I died like before my time, something just happened crazy, I believe that my mama will be like, well, God don't make no mistakes. Like,
there you go. There you go.
And that's gonna be the end of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't gonna be too much crying. It's gonna be like, well, God had a reason for it, and I gotta trust that. Fuck my life. He had a reason for it, and she's okay with that. Somebody she ain't never even met, but yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna rest on that logic and those laurels and be okay. So yeah, I'm perfectly fine with carrying that burden and that struggle. What up, Mitch?
Mitch came in at the ninth inning.
Hour.
Ninth inning, 2 strikes.
Yeah.
2 outs.
So I'm here. Wait.
Yeah, wait up. You know that Buffalo Wild Wings commercial?
Yeah. He said, how late am I? Just an hour and 22 minutes.
Bag and Thor says, continue the chase of excellence. Have a blessed day, man. Likewise, man. Thank you for being a patron of the show. Because we really try to give y'all our all, and we really struggle doing that. Because he's busy, I'm busy. Yeah. It's like, damn, man, what day we really gonna do this shit? And it turns into like next day, the next day, the next day. So thank y'all for, like, it means not a lot that you guys come on here and you listen to what we say. And no, it means a lot, man.
Yeah, no, we appreciate y'all. Every subscriber counts. And I mean, we've watched it go up to, I mean, it's only 170, but I don't care if we got 2 million, we gonna acknowledge every subscriber that we get because y'all matter. You know what I'm saying? And if y'all rock with us like that, then we rock with y'all. I'm wholeheartedly a believer of people choosing a family. I believe that the relatives are the people you're born to, but your family is the people you choose. People that rock with me like that is my family. So y'all family to me, and we appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. So to next video, man, I'm off the next 2 days, so we'll probably drop some in the next 2 days.
Oh, hell yeah.
Y'all keep y'all head on the swivel. We're going to do some Kendra G shit because shit is hilarious. She's taking the mantle, as it were, from Kevin Samuel. So we're going to hop on that train because those do get the views, but we want to give you the perspective to go with the views. So that's always been our thing. So if y'all look at our catalog, man, we've been doing this for over a year sporadically, but our videos, sometimes y'all leave us on red, but sometimes our videos do really well. So thank y'all overall, man, regardless, man. We just appreciative, man. Hold on, we got one more.
Yeah, what was that?
William Hand says, imagine someone getting upset because they can't be a loose degenerate anymore. Keeping your leg. Hey.
Where were you at an hour ago, Will?
An hour ago, because that is so true. Degeneracy is championed, especially in our community, and that's why I be so hard on gangs. I'm like, dog, it's just so funny how we champion degeneracy. Like, nobody who's prosperous does that. Nobody does that. But, you know, in the good old community, shout out to Coach Greg Adams. we think that this is you know, the thing to do.
That's hell of a comment, man. You're right. That's why I said there's a bunch of options before you get to abortion. You know what I'm saying? And I guess keeping your legs closed is not one of those. So
there you go. There you go, man. So shout out to William Hand, man. If you're not subscribed, please do so, my man. And yeah, we went hour and a half, 30 minutes probably longer than we usually go, but y'all comments kept us going. Thank y'all so much for being a part of this. The next time we out, man. Wise guys, peace.